Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. The rain finally stopped. It rained for a couple days, and as soon as the sun peeked out, outdoors I go. So I'm on a walk, enjoying nature, Mother Nature, nurture. Just like you have to do yourself sometimes. You have to remember to be kind to you. You have to nurture your own being. Oftentimes we get so caught up in life because there's so many things out there causing us stress and dis-ease that we sometimes become detached. Some people get to a point where they don't even have emotions anymore because they're so far removed from themselves for whatever reason. Generally, it's a either ego situation or a trauma situation. Neither of those are beneficial for you. Neither of those are going to help you. Your ego is your false belief of who you are through your conditioning, through the things around you. That's not you. It's really not. So don't don't get caught up in a false persona. Ego can lead you to some really terrible places and you won't even know you're there because your ego is so big, because a lot of people get that it'll not ever happen to me. Oh, that won't happen to me. People think they're invincible for some reason. And then they're shocked when it happens to them. Oh my god, So, accountability. I also know how hard it can be when you have trauma, when you don't have the proper coping skills until you get the right people in your life, the right knowledge presented to you. You're going to be stuck in a cycle if you just stay to yourself. That's a situation where it could be very destructive depending on your personality type, because some people will just beat themselves up all the time. And if you isolate yourself and all you do is beat yourself up, well, guess what you can expect? So, on the other side, if you find yourself in need of assistance, be careful of what you ask people for. Don't put too much on them. Don't throw your whole life set of problems on them. That's too much. Find the most important part, one thing at a time. Okay, I have problems and I want to speak to somebody about them, and maybe they can help me. Maybe it's a friend or a colleague or a doctor, whoever it may be. Hello. So, whoever you go to, think about it first. Say, okay, I need help. I need some fucking help. Great. Good. Realize it. I need help. What do you need help with? And in your mind, you're probably going to go through your whole life. You need help with this. Okay, now let's move from there. Great that you've acknowledged this. Now take something on that list that you need help with. One thing. One of the things that is realistic that you think that somebody could assist with. And maybe present it to them. Be careful how you approach people though when you're in need of help. You don't want to come to them sounding so frazzled that they can't understand what you're saying, or you try to spit everything out so fast that you sound like you're fucking crazy and insane. Example, last night's call on the podcast that came in. They made light of it and made a joke. I did not. See, it was twisted what she said, but the reason for that was, well, inappropriate timing for one. She should have maybe done it a little differently. But I see the need for help and the desperation, so you reach out to somebody who you think might be someone who could help you. And then you're hurt even more when you find out that those people don't give two fucks. I've been there. Trust me, I know what that shit's like. Not with that particular situation, but like with people not giving two fucks, especially my family. They don't give even one fuck, much less two. But now back to what I was saying. Find something that you think they could help you with. Think in your mind, how can I ask for help in this? And also, while you're thinking, how can I ask them for help? What are you doing to help yourself? If someone is going to help you and take the time out of their life to do that, you want to make sure you put yourself in a position to receive the help. And you have to mentally prepare, physically prepare. You have to take steps too. You have to have in mind that not only are they going to help you, but you're going to help yourself. Don't be a crab in a barrel pulling others down. That's not, this isn't that type of fish fry. We're not doing that. But if you lend a hand out, or maybe if that crab bends down to help you out so they let you stand on their back to get a head up so you can get out of the barrel, and that crab then could take himself out too, then yes. The woman last night, that hurt because me being someone who's been abused, I could see the cry for help. And then the way it was made light of, I didn't think was cool. Why is she a squatter in a basement? Because she's trying to get away from abuse. Sometimes when you leave an abuser, that means you have to leave their home, you have to leave the things that you know, and sometimes that means you leave with nothing and you have to start at the bottom. That's called strength. Getting out of an abusive situation and leaving is strength. How bad must the situation be if you have to leave your home, become homeless, and be a squatter to get away from abuse, and that's better than where you were? Where people need to have compassion. You know, the irony that they're like, help, help, I need help, and then the show comes up with, oh, give us money. Don't treat us like a, never mind, I'm not even gonna. People can only do so much. That's why I don't ask a lot of people for a lot of things, because people will turn on you, use you, ignore you, laugh at you, or basically just be glad that they're not in your position. Reminds me of a cipher I once shared. I think I'll add it here. It is called about real life. It was a real life. Oh, fuck. I can't remember what I titled it. Never mind. I'll look it up. Sorry about the light on my phone that you guys keep seeing. I dropped my phone and I can't afford to get a new one right now. So this is what we got. So, but anyway, if you're asking for help, that's fine. You need to ask for help. But make sure you're asking the right people for help. Not everybody can help you. Not everybody is in a position. And it doesn't always mean that they're assholes. It just means they have their own life and they can't take on more. Although there are assholes out there. Man, you know what irritated me the most was the call the police comment. People know better than that. People know better than that. If a person is in a continuous cycle of abuse and they've run away to get to safety, what do you think calling the police is going to do? I mean, really. The police are there to protect corporations, businesses, not the people. Did you forget that? It's all about the money in their mind. With, well, most. Let me take back my words. I'm speaking a bit. Hello. I'm speaking a bit more from the emotional perspective, and I'm trying to watch that because I don't want to act on my emotions. I want to act on logic combined with compassion. But sometimes you got to remove yourself from situations that are toxic. Sometimes you think you're in a spot where you're having a lot of fun and the people around you are just great. What you don't see is what goes on behind closed doors. So sometimes it's better to get away. If people are in your life and they're too nice, sometimes you got to wonder, why are you so nice? What do you want? Do you have an ulterior motive? Then look at their history. A person's character is shown by their history. The actions that they've taken over their lives will show you what they are about. People can say anything. What they do is another. The body and mind often are not in tandem, unfortunately. You know, so I really don't even know with this video what I'm trying to express. I don't know if it's a good thing to post it or not because it seems like everybody twists everything to fit their narrative. And that's understandable because people are living from their own perspective. So they can't understand my perspective because they haven't walked in my shoes. So it does make sense. But I honestly never, up until a few years ago, thought of how much power is in words. And although we're speaking the same verbiage for the most part, they mean different things to different people. Context, right? So good morning. So depending on the context of which you took something is going to determine the outcome of how you react because it was based on your perception. Because your perception makes up your reality. Not everybody's reality, just yours. So the way you comprehend it is going to be different than the way someone else may interpret it, or not interpret it, but I don't know. I'm going way out there right now. I hope that I never turn people away who ask me for assistance if I could do it. I pray that, actually. I don't hope it. I mean, I have hope. But I also pray that people who come for assistance are also assisting themselves. Yes. Don't go to somebody asking for help if you ain't doing shit to get yourself, you know. I mean, that doesn't mean you have to be doing great, but you got to have the mindset of, I want to change and I want to do better. When you go to someone for help, make sure that you really want that help. Careful what you wish for, because when you start asking for help, that also means other people are going to start getting involved in your life. That means those people are going to see all the stuff in your life that you need help with, and then you are going to be held accountable for your part. Be prepared for that. Be prepared. And it's okay. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you need help, you need help. If you're right, you're right. It is what it is. But my hope and prayer is that people act with compassion. I would never laugh or make jokes or simply blow someone off and say, oh, call the police when they're in an ongoing abusive situation. What do, on the other hand, I don't think it was the smartest decision to call in the show to ask that in that manner. Hell, I moderated for them for KP for over a year. I didn't ask for help, and I was homeless. My daughter has cancer. I have so much shit going on, but I don't show it to the outside world because, well, most of you don't give a fuck, to be honest. Others would rather see you fall, and others that there are good ones out there who want to help too. But I mean, you need to be aware of all the different types of people out there. So I don't ask people for help because I don't want to bind myself to something that I can't get out of. If I ask someone for help, they are now, I feel like I would be indebted to that person. So I don't do that. But I'll tell you what I do. I do that too. Shit. Literally, right? So I do enjoy watching the podcast and learning because it's teaching me how to be mentally strong. It's teaching me that, yeah, these people will beat you down, and most of them really don't give a fuck about you. They care about knowledge. Yes, they care about knowledge and science. That doesn't always mean they care about your soul. It doesn't literally mean they care if you're whole, but it may be their brand. Might be their brand. So they might present that like they're this type of person, but then in the background, you never know. So I didn't ask for help, even though I did very much need it. But that's also because they don't owe me anything. Nobody owes me shit. It's an honor to have the opportunity to have been for that year the original moderator. Cool, they got new moderators now, but I mean, I think everybody needs the teamwork and the camaraderie. So I think that's a good thing. But what does suck is being thrown aside. Like 1 minute you're important to somebody, and then the next minute when you're not meeting their expectation or their brand, they let you go. Careful of people like that in your life. You'll find that often. There will be people in your life where if you do not do the things that they have pre planned in their mind, then something is wrong with you because you're not falling in line. That's not how life works. Yes, there's synchronicity, but it should be a natural synchronicity, not a forced one. Not that you're doing something simply because the numbers say so, or doing something because someone told you to, but it needs to come from your soul house. I personally think KP has a pretty good soul. I think he's been through a lot. I think he's grown a lot. I like learning life experiences from him because he's been there. But I never ask for a handout. Never. Even for weeks when I didn't eat, still didn't ask for a handout. That's an exaggeration of weeks with didn't eat. Days, because it was not weeks. But sometimes it'd be rough like that, okay? I exaggerated, so I had to catch myself there. So I said, Jody, did you just say weeks? No, I ain't. No, I'm not starving. Don't think that. But I've been through some shit. I've been through some shit. As you have, as all of us have, we've all been through stuff. Do I want help? Yes. Do I need it? Yes. Will I ask these people outside for it? No. Nope. Because you also have to show that you can come with your internal strength. You got to learn to do stuff. See, my biggest thing is fear. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of death. Sounds silly, probably, but as someone who grew up abused, the ultimate punishment was if you don't get this right, we'll kill you. You want to know how many times my mom told? So I have to break that cycle of thinking that, see, I have a fear of doing things for a fear that someone's going to kill me. Not a paranoia. I'm not talking about like, oh my God, they're out to get me. It's not that. It's a mental thing that I've developed from the years of abuse. So I have to undo that cycle. I don't. It's ridiculous to think about it on the outside. So Jody, let me think. Let me talk to you. So you're afraid to get a job? Mm-hmm. What do you think's gonna happen if you get a job? I think I'm gonna either do really well or I'll fail and get fired. Oh shit. Okay. Have you ever been fired before? Never in my life, not once. What do you think happens when you get fired? I think you die. What? No, you just try again. Fuck, you just try again. See, but my mindset, my logic with that, I'm still trying to reprogram that. But hey, my dad used to make me lick batteries and do all kinds of shit and eat my own throw up. So my abuses were pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. But they're not now. I'm not abused. Things have gotten so much better. Things have gotten a lot better. I'm going to drink some water. Oftentimes, we abuse our own self. Yeah, you abuse your own self by not having faith in yourself and thinking you can't do it. Because then what do? You stunt your growth. You stunt your own self. You become your own worst enemy. Don't do that. Just as easy as it is to talk bad about yourself, you could talk good about yourself. You could uplift yourself. You can. And then once you start doing that, you'll actually start to feel it within your soul at some point. You'll get this little soul glow. You'll be like, oh shit, this actually might be true. It is. It is. It's hard. It is hard. I don't know how I feel right now. My daughter diagnosed with cancer the other day. She just turned 22. Um, Everything is kind of up in the air at the moment. See, my emotions, they're doing that girl thing. They go, woo, woo, woo. But I think I'm entitled to this. All you can really do in life is pray that you do the best you can do so that at the end you could look back at your life and say, you know what, self, you did all right. Because when it comes time for the end, and everything flashes before your eyes, you're going to judge yourself if you're not already. And then after that, God, the ultimate judge comes. You know, because we're not God. We have a form of godliness, and God's righteousness is imputed in us, and we do have the Holy Spirit, or at least some of us do. Some people don't believe in Jesus. But that's a different subject. I'm just fucking rambling, you guys. I'm just gonna cut this now.